What's up, guys? I'm Hendo, letting you know that you should subscribe to Raze Chaos because he's a dope guy.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Raze Chaos, and welcome to my channel. Here we are, the DC Heroes role-playing game from 1985, Legion of the Superheroes and Their Adversaries metal figurine set. These are too small for me to sit in my chair and show you and then give you a close-up later. I pretty much have to do this all in close-ups. These are the figurines. They really don't have any rhyme or reason to them. Superman, they originally appeared in Superboy, and they came back from 1,000 years in the future to show Superboy the influence he has as Superman. So these are all aliens, basically. And yeah, here we go. We're going to see how this works. This is a new thing for me, so we're going to check this out. And I'm going to go through them individually, and you can see the mistakes that were made on the paper, and just the figures that they chose to use, and wonder about the ones they didn't. But yeah, you can see the size of these things. They weren't easy to show off. Okay, so first up we have Dawnstar. She has no alias, and she first appeared in Superboy and the Legion of the Superheroes number 226 in April 1977. She has the appearance of your typical Native American woman, except she's got large wings. And her backstory is that she came from a alien race that were originally from Earth, and they were abducted by an unknown alien race, which in this series, where there are several different alien races, to have an unknown one is very strange, and for unknown reasons. Next up is Block. First appeared in Superboy and Legion of the Superheroes number 253 in July of 1979. Originally a member of the League of Super Assassins, it later joined the Legion of the Superheroes, but due to its stone body, it's not really sure how old it is, nor is it aware of what gender it is. Block is just Block. Next up is Wildfire. Originally he was going to be called Starfire, but DC had already have plans for that name, which obviously came to the Teen Titans. He originally appeared in Superboy and the Legion of the Superheroes number 195 in June of 1973. He is from Earth. He's one of the few Legion members that was actually created by an incident that gave him his powers, as opposed to being an alien race, being from another planet with natural alien race given powers. As a side note, Dave Cochran, the creator, he actually created a lot of other characters that you know. He was constantly told he couldn't do things with the Legion of the Superheroes, and so he saved some of his creations to use elsewhere. Nightcrawler and Storm, actually, were character designs that he originally created for Legion of the Superheroes, but kept a tight lid on them until he moved over to Marvel and used them there for the X-Men. Sensor Girl joined Legion of the Superheroes in issue number 14 in 1985 of a later series. She was a mystery character, and there was a whole story about who she was and the secrecy of who she really was. It turned out she was another character called Princess Projectra. But the fun part about it is, even though she was only Sensor Girl for a really short time, she was a much more she was more popular as her censor girl persona. She was more interesting as the mystery character. Element Lad first appeared, yes, the paper just says Element, the character's name is Element Lad, first appeared in Adventure Comics number 307 in April of 1963. As his name implies, he can transmute the elements and control that. He was a longtime member of the Legion of the Superheroes, one of the more decorated members who was with them through several incarnations. And yeah, he's got little to speak of, but he was in all the different incarnations of the Legion of the Superheroes as they went on. Now we move on to the bad guys. Misspelled on the paper is Mordru. He first appeared in Adventure Comics number 369 in June of 1968. He primarily fought the the Legion of the Superheroes up until 2000s, when they finally decided to make a younger version of him fight the Justice Society and the rest of the DC universe in general. He has made an awkward appearance in Legion, Challenge of the Superheroes in the late 70s, early 80s, a TV series that depicted him in live action. This brings us to the Persuader. The Persuader first appeared in Adventure Comics number 352, January 1967, and he was a member of the Fatal Five. There are two members of the Fatal Five in this collection. Why there are only two members instead of five is just another one of the questions behind the thought process that went into this collection. A newer version of the Persuader, or say younger version, earlier version, showed up earlier in regular DC continuity that obviously had nothing to do with the Legion's version. And then we have Tyr, who another one of the interesting little tidbits about this one, even though the Superpowers collection action figure line of the 80s, my favorite line of toys of all time, had come out, they actually made a version of him for that, even though he was exclusively a Legion of the Superheroes villain. And why they did this, I can only imagine, was a marketing thing to try and bring more attention to it. But he was even in the Superheroes or Superpowers comic book series, I imagine, as a way to bring more attention to the Legion of the Superheroes that the Superpowers team, or Superpowers toy line, was getting. He also appeared in Superboy number 197, September 1973. Now we have Lightning Lord. He originally appeared in Superman 147 in August of 1961. He was the leader of the Legion of the Supervillains, who were basically the mirror image of the Legion of the Superheroes, he himself being the older brother of Lightning Lad, who was a founding member, as well as the older brother of Lightning Lass, who was a longtime member. And yes, everything about him is pretty much the mirror image of his younger siblings and how they behaved. And finally, we have the Emerald Empress. Appeared in Adventure Comics number 352, January 1967. She's the second member of the Fatal Five in here. Obviously, we're still missing three. But yeah, that's the Legion of the Superheroes and Their Villains collection of DC Heroes role-playing game. I hope you enjoyed this little trip down looking at these little figures. Again, as you can probably tell, they are so tiny. So when I do these, they will be more like this, to where you can actually get a better look at the figures. And I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you back